Self-improvement is broken, and that's why you are too. We all started this game of self-improvement because we wanted our lives to genuinely improve. We weren't satisfied with average things, so we wanted the exceptional. But by default, that meant that we didn't fit in because we became the exception. And we looked around us and we thought, okay, there must be more to life than this. Surely we can achieve more, we can experience more. And we looked to those who were successful, who had gone ahead of us, and they said, improve yourself, become more confident, work on your mindset, get big in the gym, learn how to communicate, read books. And we started doing these things, and life started improving. But then I stumbled across this video, a video made by someone I looked up to a lot. And I remember in this video, this millionaire who I thought had everything was crying. And I was confused, like, why is he crying? He said he was depressed. Depressed as a millionaire who's been on self-improvement for so long? But it was after watching that video that I realized that self-improvement is broken. Because there's two types of self-improvement. There's self-improvement with morality, and there's self-improvement without morality. Self-improvement that I thought I was doing with morality is the kind that helps other people. It's a self-improvement that isn't selfishly for yourself, but it's to benefit others around you and the world in general. But the self-improvement that most men are being fed nowadays is self-improvement without morality. It's that red pill stuff that you hear, where everything you're doing is just selfishly for yourself. You improve yourself so you can get more money and get more watches and get more cars. You improve yourself so you can start pulling all the women in the world. And you find that that stuff is very appealing to the eye. But once you get near it, once you start experiencing it, it just leaves you depressed. Because that's not what self-improvement is for. Self-improvement is created to genuinely bless the world around you. I've been improving myself for maybe even 5, 6 years now, who knows. But through improving myself, I've been able to improve the lives of millions of people around me. Simply just starting posting on TikTok for the last 2, 3 years, growing my following to 170,000 people, and reaching millions of people. I think last year reached about 400 million people around the world that I've never met before. I've been able to impact lives. I've been on calls with people recently. And it's crazy that people are saying those videos I posted have genuinely changed their lives, changed their perspectives. And they were on one trajectory. And because they encountered my videos, they've gone on another trajectory. That's simply because I improved myself. If I did not improve myself, the millions of other people who were impacted by my videos, they wouldn't have been improved either. That's what it's supposed to do. In the last week, I was invited back to my old school, the school that I grew up in, and I had so many experiences that shaped my life. And I was invited to speak to the younger students, to give them advice, as they go through the school. That was a crazy experience. I wouldn't be there if I hadn't improved myself, because it was actually the students that invited me back. And that same week on the Thursday, I was invited to a university to speak there because I've improved myself, because I was able to communicate myself well, and I was invited to speak at the university. Self-improvement is supposed to improve the lives of those around you. It's not a selfish thing. When you improve, the life of your whole family is supposed to improve as well. Maybe you're strong now like me, so you can carry all of your mom's shopping in one go. you know or maybe you learn how to be more confident so you can stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves. Or maybe you have a partner, or you dream to have a partner in the future, and you're working on yourself. And because you've learned how to communicate better, that relationship is going to be more successful, because communication is the number one reason why relationships fail. And you learn about female psychology and female nature. So now you don't treat your wife or your girlfriend or your partner like one of your male friends, because us men and women are very different. And you even learn how to be secure. Maybe you grew up and you had a lot of childhood trauma. Maybe your parents didn't raise you the best way they could. Maybe by no fault of their own, because they weren't raised the best way either. But you've learned how to be secure. You're no longer anxious, where you're always scared that she's cheating on you, or she's lying, or why hasn't she replied? And you're no longer avoidant either, where anytime you feel any sense of love, you have to depart, you have to get out of there because you're scared that you might be hurt again, but you're secure. You're secure in yourself. And now your partner can have a loving relationship and you can have a loving future and kids as well and a family. Can you see how improving yourself, leveling up in every area of life, can improve the lives of other people around you? I've made that really clear now. But I went to Cyprus. I went to Cyprus when I was 18. I'm 22 now. And when I was in Cyprus at 18, I did what any 18-year-old would do in Cyprus. We went out. We didn't just go out. We went to the beach as well. We went to grab lovely food. It was an amazing holiday. First time I'd gone away with my boys. But we went out. And when we went out, we were there obviously trying to have a good time, looking around at the people there, a few beautiful girls there. Oh, let's talk to them. And, we were having fun, talking to people, dancing and everything, enjoying ourselves. And we were doing this at 18. And, because I'd improved myself and my friend had improved himself, we were quite big in the gym just at 18. So people assumed we were older. Like I had an 8-pack, I was ripped. My boy had the same thing. He was a little bit bigger than me. But we were able to attract all these beautiful girls in that club in Cyprus, back at 18. But it was funny because in that same club, you had people who were in their late 20s, guys who were 26, 27, 28. And it's like they were competing to try and attract those same girls that we found attractive. Because I guess everyone finds the same people attractive. If you're attractive, you're attractive. But I remember leaving that night afterwards. And I was thinking to myself, and I was saying to my boy, like, these guys are in their late 20s. Like, I'm not saying I'm never going to go out when I'm in my late 20s. But surely I wouldn't be in a random club in Cyprus when I have, a wife or a girlfriend, or maybe I even have children by then. And the point I'm trying to get across, and the thing I was thinking back then is, the whole point is self-improvement. Because these guys had money, these guys had nice watches, they're on tables, spending hundreds of dollars on bottles and stuff, even thousands. But they were just doing it to try and pull these women. And I was thinking, surely at that age, I wouldn't still be in here. I'd have a wife, I'd have children, I'd have all of this. And that links back to why self-improvement is broken. People try and improve. They work so hard, they get all of this money, they become more attractive, they work on their confidence, they level up in every area they can, just to fall into this trap of hedonism, drugs, sex, alcohol. But hedonism, all it does is leave you depressed. It leaves you in this void where you think that you're gaining something, but you're just taken away from yourself. You're just ruining your life. Because I believe that every man is made for one woman. And I know some women watch this as well. Every woman is made for one man. And when you try and just have lots of partners here, there, and everywhere, it leaves you feeling empty. I know it feels nice to kind of fall in love and have someone who likes you, but if that's not a woman that you can see long term, that you can see yourself having a family with, like what is actually the point? Like for me, my self-improvement is so that I can attract the best, highest quality woman who's also improved herself. And through us both improving ourselves, we can have a healthy marriage, a healthy relationship. And it will be a secure one. There won't be any toxicity. It's not like she isn't replying to me for an hour because I didn't reply to her for an hour because I was genuinely busy. But we're just fully secure. There's no sort of insecurity in that relationship whatsoever. And through us being two high quality individuals, we can now have kids. And our kids aren't going to be raised in a home where there's constant arguing and where there's all this toxicity, but they're going to be raised in the most loving home and environment possible. And that's going to allow them to be secure. And because they're not going to grow up in pain and with suffering and arguing and, divorced parents, because this is the stuff that happens when people haven't improved themselves. You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to love someone. You don't understand love languages and how you might be doing something that you love, but that might not make them feel loved as well. You don't understand these things because you haven't improved yourself. But through improving yourself, you can genuinely create a home that is loving, and your kids feel loved, and they grow up. And now, because they're not broken, they actually seek a partner who is also on a similar wavelength, who has also grown up in a loving family. And just like that, the world becomes a better place because that perpetuates over and over and over again. Can you see? That's what the self-improvement that I subscribe to is for. To improve myself so that the world around me improves. To level up so that the world that I live in and the world that my children will live in will be a better world. Every single time you improve yourself, everyone else is going to benefit from that improvement. Your family, your future family, your friends, anyone that encounters you on a day-to-day basis is going to live a better life because you've improved yourself. So subscribe to self-improvement with morality. That's what this channel is all about. That's what my self-improvement is about. And if you align with those values, that's what you should be doing as well. The kind of self-improvement that isn't selfish. And I have to make it very clear. There's nothing wrong with having a nice watch. There's nothing wrong with having a nice car. A very beautiful, loving woman. Obviously, looks isn't everything. But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with driving a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. There's nothing wrong at all. You know, I love cars. I love watches. I love all these things. But when your self-improvement is selfish, when it doesn't consider other people, and it only considers yourself, that's when it becomes damaging. Not only to the world around you, but to you yourself. That's when you become a millionaire who has everything outside looking in, but you're still depressed. It's still not enough. So join my movement of self-improvement and morality. Let's bring it back. Let's start caring about other people. Let's start putting others before ourselves and actually serving others with our talents and our gifts and our abilities. That's something that I've been thinking about for the last few days so much. I have these talents. I have to use them. I have to serve the world around me. Like, I make this video because I know that there's someone out there in the world. I know that if I didn't make this video, then someone might go down that wrong path. And now they become that next millionaire who's depressed, crying, because they improved themselves and they did everything that they were told to do when they were young, when they wanted to improve their life. And now they still find themselves in a position where they don't have enough, where they're empty. And if you subscribe to this kind of message, if you align with it in any sort of way, I have a community where there's more guys like me who are pursuing self-improvement and morality, trying to improve so that the world around us can improve. Because if I improve your life, you can now improve way more lives. And it's a domino effect of life improving. And if you want to be a part of that, the link to join the community will be somewhere in the description. There's lots of blueprints on all these different areas of life, but I keep in consideration the importance of self-improvement and morality. And if you have any questions, because I don't really see anyone talking about this stuff on YouTube, on social media at all, which is why I've been so compelled to make this video. I've literally had this video in my heart for like months, maybe even a year, but I hadn't made it. But the reason I did is because no one else is talking about this stuff. So if you want to talk more about it with me, follow my Instagram, send me a DM, whatever. My DM or my Instagram will be in the description as well.